seeing the presentation, and my audio will be there. So let's start. And Maria and others, Steve, if I'm not audible, then please let me know. So, what we will understand by personality or personality development? Can you type in the chat box and let me know what is your understanding of personality as a person, how an individual is, right? So, yeah. So, to tell you the history of personality development, so there were two psychologists basically from the past who came up with gave the solid foundation of what personality is. They did psychoanalysis. So the names of these two people is Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud, what he did was he did a deep psychoanalysis, due to which we are now able to understand what we understand by personality development. And after that, there came Carl Jung. He elaborated on the concepts of Sigmund Freud. Y'all can be active in the chat box because I can't see any reply in the chats. Is it that I'm not able to read it or you're not typing? I don't know, but I cannot see anything in the chat. So let's go to Freud's analysis. So he said that there are three parts of your personality. One is the ID, second the ego, third is the superego. What does it mean now? So the ID, the primitive instinctive component of personality. Okay, this operates completely on the pleasure principle. Okay, pleasure principle in the sense when you are in your childhood, when you say that you like a chocolate, you want it at any cost. That time we are operating from the ID part of a personality, completely, totally from the pleasure principle. Second is the ego. So that is the reality principle. That is the adult within you, which slowly evolves as we come into the adulthood, and we are able to make decisions on understanding what the reality is. Third is the superego. So it is the moral component in your personality, which will tell you, for example, if you're an adult, or you are 18 years or 20 years old, you like your friend's pen very much because it's very beautiful, very smooth. But the superego in you will tell that morally it is not correct to steal it, right? So that is your superego. The morals, the ethics, okay, that part of your personality. Hope I'm audible. Someone can unmute and tell me I'm audible, right?
Yes, you're
Yes.
audible.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you so much. So, yeah, and let's continue. Jung's analysis, Carl Jung. So he came up with two concepts, that is personal unconscious and the second collective unconscious. So this personal unconscious is that part of our being or our life, which is all the personal stories or incidents that happen with us. So all my personal incidents, they will be part of my memory from childhood till I die. All the memories I will have. That is the personal unconscious. Those memories are only limited to myself. Like what I did in my childhood, someone else will not know. But the collective unconscious is this contains the traces of memories shared by the entire human race, inherited from our ancestors. So this is something very common which all human beings share with each other. We have a very collective unconscious. The you can say the kind of telepathic connection or understanding in between individuals and how the human race has evolved, the history of it. So that makes us all united, the collective unconscious. So far now, any confusion? Y'all can reply in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, we are all good, Anuja.
Okay. Thank you, Ankur. Yeah. So let's understand the aspects of personality. So personality, there are four aspects of it: professional, spiritual, mental, physical. Now, can anyone tell me what do you mean by professional part of your personality? What is it related to? It's related to your work, right? Guys, I would request you all to be active. That would motivate me, and I understand that you all are there in the webinar. So professional is related to, you know,
Uh,
tell me.
Professional aspect is more related to our work, how we do things, which are more in a professional way.
Yes, yes.
So,
So yeah, that is what it is. Right. Spiritual. Spiritual is the connect which we feel with ourselves, with the soul. Third is the mental part, is the mind, which we say the conscious and the unconscious, that part of our being. And physical in the sense the external personality, the dressing which we say, or how you are looking, that external part of it, right? So these are the four aspects. Going ahead, thus now it is said that, okay, after a lot of research, this has been found that the personality comprises of mainly 16 types of behaviors. So either a person can be reserved, like who does not like to talk too much, very shy, or who is in themselves only. Opposite to it is outgoing, a person who is very extrovert. Okay, we all have this different traits, right? Some can be less intelligent, that is, you can say not that good in mathematics or science. Someone can be very good at studies, like more intelligent. Affected by feelings, some people are very sensitive, affected by feelings. Others are emotionally stable, we say practical, too bada practical hai, this that, so that way, and so on, like submissive, dominant personality traits. So I will not explain each and every in a lot of detail, because we have to go to the tools part of it. And I'm sure, as we all are mature adults who have the relevant understanding of all these aspects of personality, so I'll not elaborate much on this, so that we get more time to talk about the tools through which you can develop your personality. So these are the different kinds of personalities we come across. Happy-go-lucky, some are serious, some are tough-minded, very strong, some are sensitive. So there are 16 personality types of behaviors, we can say. Now there is the anagram. Anagram is also basically, to understand what kind of a person you are. So a person who's called a perfectionist is, who wants everything to be perfect. For example, there are guests coming to your home, and maybe it's your mother or someone in your family who wants everything to be perfect. The food needs to be cooked very well. The all the curtains need to look very clean. Everything needs to be perfect. Nothing should go wrong. So there are people like that. So giver. Other is the giver, like the people who, they are very loving, very caring. Obviously, we all have a mixed trait of all these. It's not like a person who's a perfectionist will not be a giver. Yes, they are, but there is a dominant trait in everyone. Maybe a person who is, always looking towards things that they need to be perfect. So that is for that person can be categorized as perfectionist. Other one who's very loving, very emotional, or you can say is a giver kind of personality. uh, you know then there is achievers, people who, there are certain people who like to do a lot of certifications, or they participate in various competitions you must have seen in your school, and they like it. There is nothing wrong in it. So they are the achiever kind of people. They like to compete, they like to what we say they like to grow a lot, and they want new achievements, and that's a really good thing. Romantic in the sense, not like the Hindi movie films romantic. That person is, in love with the life. His life is very, happy, chirping, and that's very good thing. Hope so far you all have understood this. Is it okay?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that
yes,
sounds good for
Yes,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and then for the, yeah, there is the loyalist kinds of the people who are very loyal. Like if they when they go to work, also in their office, or even if they are in school, they'll be very loyal to the teacher. Teacher ने बोला homework करके आना है, तो they will do all the homework properly regularly. So they are kind of loyalist people. Uh, so other is the next seventh category is the epicure, the joyful person who, like as I told you, this person is also in love with life, and they are happy-go-lucky kind of people. They are very happy all the time. That's a very good trait, actually. So those people can be called as, epicure. The eighth one is the protector. Protector, in the sense, a person who is very, like, you can say the best example of a protector is your mother. The way our mother takes care of us from our childhood till our adulthood, and ahead also. So we have that person. So you might have noticed someone in your friend circle, or maybe in your family, there is a person who is very protective. Sometimes you feel, yeah, she or he takes care of me like, like my mother. So uh, that person comes under the category protector, because they are very caring, they are very loving towards everyone. They are very strong. They can take responsibility of their whole family or maybe their siblings, and they are very caring towards all their friends and family members, and they always stand strong with them. So that is a protector personality. And yeah, mediator, the peaceful person who is very quiet, and who's very quiet, and they are very understanding. Now, finally, we have come to the tools for which you can use for personality development. Are you all excited? And hope my audio is okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So I'll keep my video on only, because if the audio is perfect, then I know we need not off it. Yes, thank you so much, Ankur. Others can also reply. I'll be happy to see your replies. Okay. So coming to the first tool, according to me, according to me, so these tools that I have designed, they are my perspective. Obviously, there could be your perspective, other perspective also. So that's completely fine. But this is what I feel. If you have all these tools in your life, for at least 80% of these, you are going to attract people towards you like a magnet. Believe me, literally, you will. So the first tool which I feel is time management. It's very important that you know how to manage your time, right? Because you have to do a lot of things in your life simultaneously. You need to know how to balance each and everything. So you would need to prioritize. You need to schedule. So I'll give you, not going very much into this technical. I'll tell you a very short story. So once there was a philosophy professor. Okay, he went into his class, and as usual, to begin with his lecture. But this time he had an exercise for his students to do. So he went there with a jar, okay, with a glass jar. He kept it in front of the students, and he had big rocks with him, and he had poured all the rocks in that jar. He kept all those rocks, big rocks, in that jar, and then uh, asked the whole class, is the jar full? Obviously, those were very big rocks, and the jar was, kind of, it got full. So the students said, yes, it is. Then, but still, after that, what he did is, then he added small pebbles. Now the pebbles made way, in between the gaps which were there, and it filled over there, and the jar would accommodate those pebbles as well. Okay, so jar to पहले ही rock से भर गया था, but still, because of the small pebbles, they made their own way, and they could also again fit into the jar. And so he asked the students, "Is it full now?" So the students said yes. Then he removed from his bag, there was sand. Then he tried to pour in the sand. Now tell me, is it possible to fit the sand in? Will the jar be able to accommodate the sand? There are big rocks. There are pebbles. Okay. Then he put some sand. So yes. So the sand also got accommodated in the jar. How? Because sand particles, they are very tiny, tiny, tiny. They made their way in between the gaps which were there, and they got filled over there. And the jar could accommodate the sand that was poured at the end also. So this basically the story it tells us. So he said, "What do you understand by these? Like, what are the rocks in your life? What are the small pebbles? And then what is that sand? Has anyone heard this story before? Can you try to analyze or know? Yeah, any idea in your life? Okay, what are the rocks? What are the pebbles? What is the sand? Y'all can reply in the chat. I'll be happy to hear y'all. Even if you're wrong, doesn't matter. So no problem. I'll tell you. So the rocks are the things which are your first priority. What is your first priority in life, by the way? Your family, right? Your loved ones. So you need to take out your time first, okay, for your family, for your loved ones, right? Then second comes the pebbles, which the philosophy professor added in the jar. So those pebbles is your career, your health, okay, because they are also important. So first you need to make time for your family because it's the most important thing. Then your career, your health, your work, and third, the sand. Okay, the sand particles are very tiny. They will anyhow fit into your life. That is, it could be the least important things. Like, for example, it could be partying or going for a vacation. So you can any which ways handle those things. But you need to give first priority to your family. You need to chart out that, this time every day, like maybe 1 hour or 2 hours after I come from work or after I come from college, this is my family time. And I need to give this. Second, career and work, you need to manage according to that. And the extra things which we do, maybe going on a vacation or going to party, that can anyhow fit into your life somewhere. But the things which are most important, your family, your career, your health, you need to give first priority to that. Do you all agree with this? Can I have some replies in the chat? Yes, fine. Thank you so much, Mabrur, for replying. Thank you, Shrija. Thank you, Momin. Thanks a lot. It gives me so much pleasure when I see your replies. Be active. I would love it. Now let's go ahead. So this was the first tool according to me, which is time management. If you know that, then you can have all the success in the world. Then next is goal setting. For example, so why goal setting is important and it will help you develop your personality. And what do you understand by goal setting? So, goal setting means first of all, dream big. Always dream big. Don't dream small. Then, second is set goals. Set some, milestones which you want to achieve at a particular age. Third, take action on that particular thing. So here again, I will tell you a story. It is a very simple story of Tony Robbins. You can later Google it. Tony Robbins is a motivational speaker, and he's a life coach and a motivational speaker. Okay, so in 1983, okay, when he was not famous, he was not known by anyone. One day, he sat down with a book and pen and he wrote down all the goals or all the things that he wants to have in his life. And to tell you, he he was from a very humble background. So he like a lower middle class or kind of poor family. So he did not have all the wealth in the world, which he has achieved now. So he sat and he wrote down all his goals, the kind of luxurious house he wanted to have, you know, the kind of person he wanted to get married. Then what would his life be after 2 years, after 10 years, 20 years, like that. He wrote all the things he wanted to achieve in the next 20 years in his life. He wrote it down, everything. And to tell you, shockingly, after 2 years, okay, he had started achieving. those things step by step which he had thought of. How did this become possible? Because when he wrote down his goals, his mind got clarity. Okay, what his goals are in life, what he wanted in life, the kind of person he wanted to get married to. He had married the exact type of person. His wife was exactly the same way he had thought 2 years prior, and his career, his home, everything in properly in detail. Everything after 2 years in 1985 or 1986, he had achieved like almost everything which he had uh, aimed to achieve in the next 2 years. So what happens is, this is a wonderful example. And if you Google, there are successful business entrepreneurs also. They write down their goals. It's very important because when you write down, you understand okay what you want in life. It gives clarity to your brain, and then you need to take action on it. That's very important. Now, how should be your goals? You need to set specific goals. Specific in the sense, for example, if you want to lose weight, okay. So, for example, you want to lose 10 kgs in the next 6 months. So you need to be specific in 1 month. What is your goal? Okay, in 1 month, I want to lose 2 kgs of weight. That is being very specific. So your brain gets that signal, and it's very easy for you to then accordingly plan, things how what would be your diet, how much time are you going to exercise. Everything needs to be, in proper detail, measurable. So make sure your goals are trackable. Okay, if I say I just want to lose weight, I'll not be able to do that. How much weight do I want to lose? Okay, I want to lose 10 kgs of weight. When? In this year, or maybe in the next 6 months. How will I achieve that goal? Okay, for this thing, I will exercise daily for 30 minutes. I will do Pilates, and or I'll go to the gym. Okay, in the morning, I will have 1 glass of fruit or a vegetable, green vegetable smoothie. So you need to write down everything. Everything needs to be the quantity, the time, the date, everything. Then the third aspect, attainable. It should be attainable, not like unrealistic. You cannot imagine to lose 30 kgs of weight in 3 months. Yes, there have been few cases like celebrities and all, they do it, but it's not ideally healthy for you. So the goal needs to be attainable for you. Okay. R stands for, you need to set smart goals. R stands for realistic. The goal should be realistic. That is, it should be achievable. ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब बोल के कुछ भी ऐसे लिख दिया and it will come true. No, you need to know your potential. You need to know what is your likes and dislikes. What are your skill sets? According to that, you need to write down your goals. Okay, so it should be realistic. And you need to also know what kind of hurdles or obstacles you will be facing. Okay, so that when you know that, when you're aware of the hurdles which you will be facing, you can prepare to how you can overcome those. T. T stands for time bound. As I told you, you need to specify. Okay. For example, if in the next 10 years you wish to become a billionaire, so you need to specify the time. Okay. For example, if my name is Priya or I, you can say, Priya wants to become a billionaire in the next 10 years. So for that, first, what would be my action step? So every year she needs to, work for every day she needs to work for 18 hours a day. Monthly, how much income you need to earn to become a billionaire 10 years later. So you need to calculate your goals. They need to be attainable, realistic, time bound, everything. They need to be very specific. And as I gave you an example of, Tony Robbins, he had very specifically written his goals and he achieved it. And now he is a motivational speaker, life coach, and he has achieved so much success in his life. And as I told you, you need to take action on your goals. Okay, goals in thought is a starting point, but goal achieved in reality happens when you take action. Now, the third tool which I feel, according to me, is communication skills. What do you feel? Is it important?
Yeah, it is very important because whatever idea we have, we need to frame that idea in a proper sentence so that other people can understand it. So it's really, really needed to have proper communication
Yes,
skills.
excellent, very good. So I'll tell you some technical aspects of communication. So how your communication should be. So first of all, when you're talking, okay, it could be any language, English or any other language. When you're talking, you need to have there are the 5 C's of communication. So the first C is correct grammar. Why correct grammar? Because if you do not speak grammatically correct, the other person won't understand what you're trying to communicate. So your grammar should be correct for every language. Okay. Second C of communication is concise expression, which means are eliminating the extra words. For example, if I plan to talk for this webinar for 1 hour, I need to know, for to finish it exactly in 1 hour, how much I need to speak. Okay, concise, to the point. If I exceed each and every point by 5 minutes, then 1 hour webinar will go to 2 hours. That's and that should not happen. Okay, so whenever you are planning a speech, or whenever you're going out, or whenever you're going for an important conversation, for even for an interview, you need to time your answers. How much time you take to answer each question, right? Third is clear purpose. For what reason are you speaking? You need to know the purpose, your purpose, okay, why you're talking. For example, when you go for an interview, your purpose is to get the job, okay. Right now, when I'm talking in front of you all, my purpose is to inspire you all and, apply these tools in your real life and develop your, attractive personality. So that is my purpose right now. So that to educate all of you all about the different tools for personality. Fourth, coherent. That is logical flow of ideas. You need to talk according to logic. Otherwise, the people won't be, able to understand or relate to the concept if you are talking illogical. Fifth, controlling the flow of words and ideas. You need to have a set pace, a rhythm, a pitch. You need to know where to pause, where to stop, take a halt, or all those things. ऐसा नहीं कि start हो गए तो बंद ही नहीं करना है. You need to also take a pause. You need to ask the other person, like right now I am asking you all if you all understood, if I'm audible or not. So like that. Okay, so these are the 5 C's of communication. Had anyone heard about these before? About these 5 rules of communication? Anyone over here? Okay, so let's go to the next tool. Yeah, so this is the same thing which I said. So in communication skills, it's very important that you are a very efficient listener. When you talk, you also need to give chance to the other person also to talk. Okay, friendliness. You need to be friendly when you're talking, open minded. Okay, you need to be non judgmental when you're interacting with different kinds of people because they can hold their own opinion, and you need to be, tolerant towards each person's opinion and feelings. So, that is what is understood by being open minded. Feedback. Yes, always you need to give feedback when you are, talking to someone. Feedback is very important because that helps a person to improve. Okay, and next, fifth is confidence. You need to be confident about yourself when you are talking, because when you're confident, it is seen in your body language, and that gives other person confidence also about you, that you would be, if you're in an interview, if you're confident, they will know that you are the right fit for their company. Okay, for example. And non-verbal communication is, yes, definitely, that is your body language, right? So good manners and etiquette, this is also very important. What do you understand, by the way, good by good manners, or what is etiquette? You all can type in the chat box. And I won't talk much on this because I know you must be aware of it. What do you understand by this? Can I have some replies? What is etiquette? You can also see what is there on the screen and reply. No problem. Yeah, etiquette, but what is your understanding of etiquette? Live like living by values and virtues. Okay. Any more replies? Anything which you okay? Listening, greeting. Very good. Thank you, Shrija, for replying. Anyone else? So manners and etiquette basically when you are, for example, when we talk to elderly person, we are taught to respect them, right? Or a person who's senior to us by any kind of position. If you're talking to your teacher, you're talking to your parents. So there is a certain way where in which we behave with them. So that is, so whenever you are going out in the world, okay, if you want to attract good people in your life or you want to attract the right job which you aim to, you want to become an astronaut or even if you want to become a scientist, a doctor, for every profession, okay, to develop your personality, etiquettes are very important. You know, using these magical words like sorry, thank you, and excuse me, right? These are also part of etiquette. You need to know when to use it rightly, at what place. So it's very important that you are very, you know how to treat others around you, and you are well mannered and well behaved. So that is also a very important tool for personality development. Next is we will be talking about the next tool is SWOT analysis. Have you heard this term before? What do you understand by SWOT analysis? Each word stands for something. S for it is already seen on the screen. So S stands for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunity, T for threats. Okay. So you need to do your own SWOT analysis. So SWOT this term, okay, it is generally used in business. Okay, SWOT analysis is done for products, for companies, for brands, but you can do it for yourself also. You need to know what is your strength, what is your weakness, what are the opportunities for you outside in the world, depending upon your skills and your likes and dislikes. Okay, you will have opportunities. And fourth is threat. Okay, threat in the sense you can see competition outside. So, for example, my strength is I'm good in communication skills. If I know this, then accordingly I can choose the right profession for myself. Weakness could be maybe I'm not that good in mathematics. So if I know that, I cannot, become a maths teacher because if I'm not good in maths, how will I teach others? So you need to know that, right? And third is opportunities. Opportunities is the different, as I told you, what you're good at. Your strengths will create opportunities. Fourth, threats that you can have. So, how you can tackle your threats is do your SWOT analysis today. Research your threats. When you know what the threat is, for example, when I know that there is a lot of competition outside and there could be hundreds of more people who are also excellent in communication skills, but what is my US? What is my differentiation point? Okay, how will I make myself stand out of the crowd? So you know that you are prepared. So when anyone asks you, why should we hire you as a trainer or as an engineer or as a doctor? Because these people, there are lakhs and crores of people already outside like these. So that could be a threat for you. But then you need to know what is your USP, what is something that is only unique to you, which you can tell the other person why they should hire you or why they should be working with you. Do you agree? Y'all can be active in the chat box. Hope you all have understood so far what we covered. Thank you, Mabrur. Others, you all can also reply. I can see Smile, I can see Sharif, Shrija. Yeah, thank you, Mumin. Yeah, yes. Okay, so the next tool for personality development is perception. So, how you look at the world. You can see in the picture there is a green apple, okay, and the reflection of it is red, the color red. So, so the way you look at things, way you look at yourself, okay, will define your future. If you feel that you are a loser, you will be a loser. If you feel that you are a winner and you can do it, then you will do it. So it's all about the perception, how you take things in your life. It all depends on that. Next is emotional intelligence. Now, this is a very important tool for personality development. If any of you all have not heard this before, to tell you in simple words, emotional intelligence means you need to be aware of what emotion you are feeling at the moment. Second, you need to acknowledge it. It is okay if you're sad. It's completely fine to feel sad or feel unhappy. That's fine. Third, you need to let yourself be some time in that emotion. If you're happy, let yourself feel that happiness. If you're sad, sometimes we criticize ourselves when we are sad or when we are angry, but it's completely fine because it's part of human nature. So you need to be aware of what you're feeling right now. Okay, I know I'm feeling angry. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you can then take a book and pen and you can write down what is the thing that made you angry. Okay, you're at least when you're aware, you know, okay, this is the emotion I'm feeling and how you want to express it. And it is completely fine to feel all kinds of emotions. There is, it is not it is not a wrong thing to be angry or to be sad. It's completely fine, or even guilty. So yes, so when you know which emotion you're feeling, you can regulate it in which way you want to take it out. For example, if I know I'm angry, I rather than beating someone else, I can take a book and pen, I can scribble on it, or I can write down the thing which has made me angry. It will make me feel better. And then I need to give some time for myself, okay? And I need to then come out of it also. Okay, I cannot be depressed for 2 years or 5 years, right? Because it will impact my health and my career. Okay, I am depressed for this moment for right now. Okay, like for example, if maybe there occurs a death in your family, God forbid that should not happen. But if it happens, obviously I'm supposed to be depressed. But after a point, maybe after a month, after 2 months, I need to take few steps to come out of it slowly, out of that emotion, because staying in that kind of what you say, kind of in depression or for a long term being depressed or being guilty is not good for your health. So when you know which emotion you're feeling, you can handle it very well. So that is emotional intelligence. Now, limiting beliefs. Has any one of you heard about limiting beliefs anytime before? Any idea what limiting beliefs are? If you know it, you can type in the chat box. So, limiting beliefs are basically you know, that don't let you grow in life. The negative sentences which we keep on saying, I can't do it, mujhse kaise hoga, no, I am afraid, I have never done this before, how will I do it? So all those are limiting beliefs कि मुझसे नहीं होगा, but actually ऐसे नहीं होता है. If you yes, stopping yourself, excellent, Mabrur. Thank you so much, Rija. The beliefs that limit us, yes. So according to NLP, neuro linguistic programming, it is said that we all human beings are capable of getting the highest achievement in life. We are capable of it. बट अगर तुम्हारे मन में वो एक लिमिटेड बिलीव है ना कि मुझसे नहीं होगा, मैं नहीं कर सकता, then you will stop over there. You will not be able to grow. You will not be able to achieve the things which you are capable of. We all have all the resources which we require to become successful in life. This is what is it is believe in NLP, neuro linguistic programming, because when you know that you have all the resources, you have तुम्हें वो talent है, तुम्हें वो skill है, even if नहीं होगा, you can develop it and you will go ahead. So it's very important to understand your limiting beliefs and work on it. Okay, mind power. So what is your mind power? Do you have you heard about the book The Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy? It's a very famous book, The Subconscious Mind. So you must read it. It is about knowing. Uh, yes, it is about knowing how your subconscious mind works. So whatever you're saying internally, ऐसा नहीं है कोई सुन नहीं रहा है. Your subconscious is listening to it. If you're saying I can't do it, I'm afraid to do this thing. So your subconscious is listening, and it is giving same signals to your body to behave in that way. So even if you can do it, for example, you feel you are very much interested in sports, but you feel no, I cannot run for 100 meters race. Even if you even if you work even if you exercise and practice for 2 months, 3 months, and if you have that belief when you are standing on the ground to run that race, आपने पूरी प्रैक्टिस भी की है तो भी आप नहीं कर पाओगे because you're believing it in your mind that you can't do it. No, I'll not be able to win this 100 meters of race because I know there are other people who are very better than me, and I cannot do it. So you need to understand this brain is a very powerful tool. So कुछ भी हम जो नेगेटिव बोलते हैं कि मुझसे नहीं होगा, any sentence also uh, which has not in it, अगर ऐसे भी बोला कि I am not beautiful, so that is impacting your brain. So you need to always, say positive things. I can do it. Okay, even if I am not able to do it right now, I'm willing to work on this skill. I can work on it. Let's see if there is a course, online course on this, and I will learn that skill through that course, or I'll ask my classmate to help me out in particular activity which I'm not able to excel at. It's completely fine to ask for help. Okay, सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड योर माइंड पावर. आप जो बोलते हो आप वैसे ही बनोगे. सो यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल about what you are telling yourself, because the subconscious works with the universe and creates your reality based on the message that began in your mind. So it's a very powerful tool. Then another tool for personality development is you need to understand what is inner engineering. What is it that makes you happy from within? What is the source of your happiness? Leadership qualities. Can you give me some examples of successful leaders in of all time? It could be from different countries, it could be from politics, anything. What are the various leaders? Excellent. Obama, yes. Any more? There are so many leaders. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Jack Ma, Imran Khan. Yes. Yes. Agreed. Abdul Kalam. Excellent. Excellent. So you all understand what a leader is. So basically, a leader is a person who leads in the front. Okay. Who can take kind of responsibility or take that lead to conduct a particular activity, or to conduct or to take a particular step, which is crucial. For example, Abdul Kalam, he was a leading person in science and technology. So having those leadership qualities are very important. Now, what are leadership qualities? What you can see? What is your opinion? What qualities a leader needs to have? Can you type in the chat box? Because I know you all are, 18, 20 years old, and you understand who a leader is. So I don't need to explain much on it, and the qualities are already mentioned. But according to you, वो कौन सी qualities है which a leader needs to have? You know, Understanding, yes, a leader needs to be very understanding. So to develop your personality, and you go in any profession, you are going to lead people. You be a doctor, you be an engineer, you be a teacher, or even if you are working in a factory, okay, there will be one day where you will be given a team and you will have to lead them. So for that, you need to have leadership qualities, which are mentioned, like you need to have integrity. ऐसे बोलते हैं ना सच्चाई. A loyal person who will not do anything which is morally unethical. Ability to delegate. A leader cannot do everything by their own. Some tasks you need to delegate. You need to give someone else to do so that you can focus on the most important one, which you have to do. Passionate about his work. Excellent, Mabroor. Yes, you need to be passionate. Leaders need to be passionate. They need to be excellent communication, have communication skills, courageous, respect. Okay, respect each and every individual. Should not discriminate on the basis of any caste, creed, or color. So that is what is leadership quality. So according to me, I feel that is also a very important tool for personality development. So you need to definitely build leadership qualities in yourself. Okay, if you want to have a dashing personality, excellent. You need to take calculated risks. Agreed. Imitation is bad. So what do you mean by imitation, by the way? Any you want to tell me what is basically imitation? To copy, right? So it said that don't copy others, be your own original. Yes. So it's very important that you have your own originality, right? Your, as I said, USP. What makes you different from others? So you need to know that about yourself, and you need to build that different skill in you, which is only unique in you. Okay, and everyone has that talent. And to give you and to give you an example, how many of y'all have had the this McDonald's burger, or have you drank Coca-Cola? I'm sure everyone must have. Can I make the same Coca-Cola which is sent? Yeah, thank you, Abdul. Yeah, even I have tasted Coca-Cola many times, and we love it, right? Most of the people. Depends on each one's choices also. So yeah, so the taste of Coca-Cola. So if you don't know, to tell you, whatever I do, मैं कोका-कोला के जैसा ब्रांड बना ही नहीं सकती. वो जो टेस्ट है ना, यूनिक टेस्ट, आई कांट क्रिएट. वो फिर अमिताभ बच्चन हो, शाहरुख खान भी हो, you bring the best scientist from the world and try to imitate that same taste of Coca-Cola brand. Not possible because it's a secret formula. You can Google it after this webinar. This is a secret formula which they have not revealed even till now. Even the people who work in the Coca-Cola factory, they don't know how much, in what quantity, which ingredient is added. So only the core team knows the formula, and it is it is known only by them. So the founder members or the core team, only they know it. Why they have not uh, kept it secret? The reason is, if others know what their secret formula is, anyone would have made other brand and named it something else, and then it would have got copied. So that's the reason from the last 50 to 80 years, Coca-Cola is still a brand because they have kept that formula secret and they have not copied anyone. It's unique and उनको कोई copy भी नहीं कर सकता because no one knows what is the formula. Excellent. Yeah, you're aware of it, right? Mabrur, good. Happy. Happy about it. So don't imitate, okay? Because when you are unique, you will automatically excel in whichever career you are. Unique in the sense you need to develop those skills, which are unique to you. Now, if you want to be successful in life, and if you want to have a good personality, you cannot live in life with guilt and worry, because when you have these, guilt and worry are like a limiting belief. वो आगे नहीं बढ़ने देंगे आपको लाइफ में. You will not be able to grow. The guilt could be of anything, whichever happened. It could be related to anything that happened in your past. Worry भी हो सकता है about anything. Worry about the future, worry about the past, what happened. If you are always living in guilt, okay, you will never be able to excel. So if you want to have a good personality, if you want people to accept you, people to like you, people to love you, you need to be very positive from within. And for positivity आने के लिए ना guilt अंदर नहीं होना चाहिए. So it's very important. Guilt आता है. I'm not saying that you should never be guilty. I understand. We all are guilty at a point. We do make mistakes. But after some time you need to come out of it also. You need to overcome that guilt. You need to overcome that worry. अगर मैं फेल हो गया तो क्या? पर अगर हर एक साइंटिस्ट ऐसे ही सोचेगा, there will be no innovations in the world. The light bulb, electricity, all the electronic gadgets, uh, they would have never been invented if their inventors had sat with the all the worry कि ऐसे हुआ तो. You will always feel, what if I fail? But still you have to give it a try. Do you agree? You need to give a try, otherwise you'll not be able to improve. So, next is positive attitude. We already discussed about it, right? A positive attitude gives you power over things instead of things having power over you. That means there will be difficult situations which will come in your life. But if you have a positive attitude towards life, okay, then you will overcome that difficult phase of your life and you can succeed. I would like to tell you all one more short story. Have you heard about Thyrocare? So Thyrocare, it's a company who is they have their laboratories where people can get their thyroid tested. So the owner of Thyrocare, who established the company, the CEO, he was uh, he belonged to a very humble background. That is, they were very poor. I mean to say, Dr. Vellamuni. His name was Dr. Vellamuni, and he is still there. So, yeah, so he belonged to a landless poor farmer in a poor village. But he rose out of those situations. He came out of it. He got educated. He worked for 15 to 20 years in a corporate company, and then after that he thought that he needs to become an entrepreneur in life. So being from poor family, being a father's son, farmer's son, okay, you all know that what the condition is in India of farmers. He came out of that situation and he developed a brand, okay, Thyrocare, and you know what is the current valuation of the company? It's more than 3,000 crores. So it's literally a story of rats to riches. You can Google it afterwards, like Thyrocare, the owner. Okay, so he belonged to a poor farmer's. He was a poor farmer's son, and now he owns a brand which is worth 3,000 crores. So have a positive attitude will take you a very long way. You need to be. Uh, I hope I'm audible, right? Good to go further.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so far, any queries or anything? Uh, how is it going? And if you all have any doubts, we'll take it at the end. Okay. Hope you all have understood so far. Okay. Thank you so much, Shari, for your feedback. Now, thanks so much, Mabrur. Yeah. So being adaptable to change, okay. And next tool for personality development, according to me, is you need to be adaptable to change. Why? Because change is the only. If you have heard this phrase, change is the only constant in life. Nothing else. What does it mean? लाइफ तो चेंज होता ही रहेगा. Okay, we all fear change. I understand. Like for example, when the COVID pandemic started, we all had our own worries, right? Students were worried about their studies. Working professionals were worried about their jobs. You know, what if they lose their jobs? But you need to be adaptable to change, because change is the only constant. The world is always going to keep changing. Your life is always going to keep changing. Though you fear it, but you still have to face that change, right? So, if you want to have an awesome personality, you know, then you need to be that kind of a person who's always willing to change, who's flexible, who's very elastic. Like, you know, वो एक elastic का rubber band कैसे होता है? You need to be that much, like very stretchable, very flexible in all situations. So if you have that trait in you, people will literally love you, and they would want to be around you, because when you're adaptable to change, you'll be very positive person, and they would want to learn from you, right? How you are so quick in adapting to change. So to give you the COVID pandemic example, like from offline markets we went to digital markets, and what all changes happened during the COVID? Several changes, like, you know, from classroom we went to online sessions. People maybe who lost their jobs, they started their own business, a small business, maybe just making pickles, or you know, stitching clothes, or maybe various kinds of small businesses, right? From theaters we went to OTT. So adaptable to change, right? So there are very few movies which are right now even getting released in theaters, because it's people are not doing that much, right? And for the past 2 years, uh, we have been watching various programs or shows through OTT platforms, from hotels to home delivery, right? Everyone loved to celebrate their birthdays and you know, special occasions in hotels. But due to the pandemic, we were not allowed to go out, and then we started ordering food at home, you know, to celebrate when we wanted to celebrate on a special occasion. So when you are adaptable to change, you know, you are willing to experiment. So if you are a person who wants to become an entrepreneur in the future, you know, business start karna hai, you need to be adaptable to change, because business is very unstable. It is never going to be stable. It's the most unstable thing. To tell you from my personal experience, I have not run a business, but being an MBA professional, completed masters in business administration. If you are a person who wants to become an entrepreneur, start up something of your own, you have to be adaptable to change. That's very important, and everyone needs to, you know, have this trait, so that you can experiment in life. You are curious always in life. What new, like that. And where people see failures, you will create opportunities. Next tool. These are few qualities, I would say. Okay, these are the traits which successful people have, and I think that, you know, we all need to have these qualities so that we become successful. If you want to have that, you know, very attractive and that kind of a charming personality that people want to be with you. Charming in the sense, when I say charming, or when I'm saying a dashing personality, a person whose company is enjoyed by everyone. सबको पसंद है, you know, to talk to you, to be with you. That is true, what we say, a charming personality. So you need to have these qualities. Like, you know, you need to have a drive. For example, if you have heard about Tesla cars. So Tesla is, you know, is run by the owner of Tesla. He has a drive. Matlab, he is very passionate about technology, right? And you need to have that drive, मतलब बोलते हैं ना, passion. You need to have passion about what you do. If you're a teacher, you're a doctor, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. And you know, you need to be self-reliant. So if you want to have a good personality, you need to be self-reliant. Like, people can depend upon you. You are a person who can take responsibilities, and and fulfill whatever is expected out of you. So determination. You need to be very determined in your life. Like I gave you example of the owner of Thyrocare or different businesses, or the very good example could be Dhirubhai Ambani. of determination. Dhirubhai Ambani, he also was from a very humble background, and his story was literally from rags to riches. Now he's not alive, but he developed the whole Reliance business empire, right? So why was he able to do it? Because he was very determined that he wanted to achieve something in his life. He wanted to, improve his life situation, and that is how he could do it. Patience. So, if you want to have a good personality, people who are patient, who are tolerant, you know, will is very important. You need to be patient. Integrity. As I told you, integrity मतलब जिसे बोलते हैं सच्चा इंसान, like who will not cheat or do any fraud like that. And yes, one more important quality of successful people is time blocking. So they do that. Time blocking means you need to know how much time you have to give to each and every activity. So time management is also one of the important traits or tools for personality development. And yes, body language, we discussed about this and how you can have so these are small steps which will help you to build an awesome personality. Okay, so there are various types of personalities which we discussed in the beginning, like there is the observer, then there is the observer, the perfectionist, the mediator. So you need to understand what type of personality you have got. Okay, when you know that, you can work on it. What are your strengths and weakness? Then you will understand what are the things which is your strength. You need to take up a profession which is matching your strengths, right? If you're good in presentation skills, you're good in communication skills, then maybe you can be a very good professor or a teacher. So that is your strength. There would be some weaknesses which you'll be having. So when you know your type of personality, you can work upon it. So recognize your type of personality. Okay, if you want to build an awesome personality, okay, believe in yourself. It is very important to believe in yourself. Now, for example, to tell you about Walt Disney. So Walt Disney, he's the person who was the founder of Disney. Okay, so when he had started his career, he what feedback he got was from his first boss that you lack imagination, you are not creative. And if we go to see the Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, all those cartoons were designed by him. So much creativity was there in him. But maybe that person with whom he was working did not believe in him. But अगर वो feedback देने के बाद he would have stopped over there. Then there would have been no, you know, Disneyland. अभी कोई Disneyland नहीं होता. There wouldn't have been any Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. He had believed in him. He believed in himself, though his boss didn't. Okay, so you need to believe in yourself. That will only take you ahead. Then you need to have a mentor who can guide you. You need to be an expert in whatever you are doing. Develop your expertise. When you are an expert, people will love it because they will see that you're passionate. If you are a teacher, be an expert in the subject which you teach. If you are a doctor, be an expert in the field of you are choosing. Like if you're a gynecologist, be an expert in that. If you are a cardiologist, be an expert in that. So or any other profession, when you are an expert now, people love you because they know that this person is very passionate about what he or she is doing, and people would want to be around you because that will help them to stay positive in life and give them also a positive vibe. And I would not take much of your time coming to the conclusion. Yeah. So you need to have the ability to smile. If you want to have a very cool personality and want people to love your personality, you need to know that you need to smile a lot because smile पे कोई tax नहीं लगता, right? So you need to know that smile is very important in every situation, even if it is very tense. You need to know how to smile even in that difficult situation, and don't complain about things which you cannot change, right? Because everything is not in your control. So you cannot keep complaining because if you keep complaining, you will not be able to grow. So acknowledge the things which you have. express gratitude for that particular thing, and जो चीज बदल ही नहीं सकते उसके बारे में सोच के कुछ फायदा ही नहीं है, right? So you need to understand if a problem has come, how can I work on this problem? What is my strength which I can use to tackle this difficulty and move ahead in my life? That is what it should be, right? These type of people, they get the best job opportunities, they get the best life opportunities, and they can become a millionaire or billionaire who have this mindset that ठीक है, if I cannot change a particular thing, okay, I will not complain about it, I will work on what I can, you know, my strengths, or the things which I can change. Learning from failures. What do you mean by learning from failure? There is a picture. You can see famous actor Amitabh Bachchan. So, to tell you, if you're not aware of, he had, yes, so he had his first, he was a, kind we can say his first 11 films, they went flop. This might be shocking if you're not aware of it. His first 11 films back to back, they were flop. Okay, but he learned from his failure, he had faith in himself, and see where he is now, right? Do you agree? Yes or no? And always hope for the best. If you're a person who always has hope, even in difficult situations, if you can be that, candle who can shine and give light to others, who can show the good part of, who can highlight the good in every bad situation, then you will be very a person who is very, hopeful, and people would want to be with you. People would want to be around you, be associated with you. So always hope for the best, even in any difficult situation. And thanks a lot. Thank you for being over here. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to interact with all of you all. And I hope that these tools help you all to, excel in life. Any questions, any queries anyone wants to ask? Or if you can also share any feedback if you want to give about the webinar, how it went, because that will encourage me and also help me to grow. If you can write in the chat. Yeah, you have a question. Okay. Yes, yes, Sharif.
Yeah, hi Anuja. Thank you so much for your efforts, and I appreciate that the presentation.
Mhm.
In your presentation, we you have discussed about professional, spiritual, mental, and physical aspect of personality. But do you think we also need to consider emotional aspect of a personality?
Yeah, so the emotional aspect will come under mental, which I said, no, mental aspect which we have. So emotional, what you're saying, emotions are a part of our mind. So it comes under that only. Yes, it is important and it comes under the mental aspect of your personality. Is your doubt clear?
Yeah, okay. I thought it would be a separate thing. It would be not inside a or a part of mental aspect. Okay.
Okay.
And in time management, there is you mentioned one point that there might be some challenges when we do time management. So my question is, what are the potential time management challenges, and how can we overcome those?
Okay. So potential. Can you tell me what is the challenge which you face in managing your time? So I can elaborate on that. Anything specific as such, Sharif? Uh, what is the
To,
challenge
to
which
be
you face most?
to be specific here, I don't see any challenges in doing time management because we have a priority, right? So if we consider priorities, then I believe that we may not plan into challenges.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
since I was not faced any challenges,
Oh,
that's why I was just
okay.
curious to know what challenges I
No.
will be facing.
Okay. Okay. No, you will not face, because see, if your life is so sorted, if you're so good in time management, uh, I mean, hats off to you, because it's very difficult for most of the youths. Okay, even I had faced a lot of challenges. मतलब, we say now that in 1 hour I want to finish this activity, but then it takes 2 hours for me. So that could be a challenge. You want to finish a particular activity in a given time, but you're not able to do it. But there are some people who are very, sorted, and they know to manage their time very well. And I think so. You are one of them. So if you have not faced any challenges, then definitely you will not face in future. If there are people who are already facing, for them there was this example that you need to prioritize and schedule which activity you will do when, and manage your time well so that you can be successful. Okay, is it out clear? I did not mean to say that you will be having challenges. Any other question? Any other queries? Anyone wants to give any feedback in the chat? Anyone else?
Well, it was really an amazing feeling to be a part of this webinar because this is very helpful for youth, and I hope you will continue these webinars in future also. That will benefit the youth. And thank you so much for this information. All I can say.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks a lot for your feedback because it helps me to
Hello,
understand how it can work. Yes.
hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, the webinar. My name is Asif. The webinar was very good.
Okay.
Don't confuse me with Asif. The Asif Ibrahim is Asif Sayed.
Oh,
This webinar was very good, interesting. I was in and out trying to listen to this webinar while continuing with my office work.
oh, okay.
The stories of that jar with the sand and pebbles, and that was also fantastic.
Okay.
And the Ikigai one also. I think I missed out initial 4 or 5 slides related to Ikigai. And I believe that the other parts of it, communications, and that was all covered adequately. I mean, what all required to for a person to be fantastic in life. For the these are all the tools, right? So
Yeah.
when you are using your Ikigai,
Mhm.
this is a question most of the people have, like, for Ikigai, where they say, like, let's say somebody is pursuing bodybuilding
Mhm.
and at the same time he's doing an IT job.
Mhm.
And then, how do you correlate it? Or that person wants to make maybe, like, thinking of making a business or leaving out of that and bodybuilding.
Mhm.
How would that correlate in an Ikigai?
Correlated Ikigai, I do not understand that.
Okay, so what happens is in Ikigai, as a Japanese concept, you go and identify, okay, what are you passionate about, and then what are you good at, and then what do people can pay you for,
Mhm.
correct? So, which I see that there is always this clash in people that, like, what they really like, but they might be at a startup position only.
Mhm.
They might not be an excellent in that,
Mhm.
and then they in somehow in between they get
So how to manage
stuck.
what you're passionate about, right? You want to
Hmm.
the ikigai, the ikigai of your life, the thing which you're passionate about. Maybe you're doing a job, and how to manage to do that thing, right? This is what you want to ask, right? Okay. So here I would say you need to have time management. Now I'll tell you, I'm also working. To give you an example, I'm working full time as an HR in a proper office. Okay, and my work timing is 9 to 7, and there I'm working as an HR recruiter. So recruiter basically happens and handles recruitment, hiring people. Okay, so we deal with that. My passion is in human resources, specifically training and development. So when I come home, I so for this webinar also, I prepared after coming from work. So that is my ikigai. I know, but I need to do that job also because I have to earn for my family. It's not that I hate my job. I love it. I love each and every aspect of human resources. But my personal favorite is training and development, talking to people, interacting with them, and helping myself and others to grow in life. But to become a trainer, there is a particular time. You need to have 4 to 5 years of corporate experience to start your own venture as an entrepreneur. So I'm building on that. So even if you're doing a full-time job, whatever your passion is, you can think out time every day 1 hour, if not every day 1 hour, maybe on Saturday, Sundays, weekends, when you have off, to do your ikigai. And are you planning? And I think so. You are interested in bodybuilding, right?
And not me. I mean, another of my colleague.
Oh,
So when I was referring to the Ikigai, I mean, this is the always the issue which I found out in being people, like, they get stuck in that transitioning part of it. Yeah. So very rightly you mentioned that, it's necessary to continue working with a full-time job while you transition to the
yeah.
other thing, what you are present, well, I would say, like, what you are passionate about, and then still the time you can get money out of it. I mean, so that you can
Yes.
do whatever you are passionate about and also get money out of it.
Hmm. So there
Correct,
have
correct, correct. So what?
business owners who did not have initially the money to start their own business, so they continued with their job. They collected that money, and maybe after 5 years or 7 years, maybe you can become an entrepreneur if you like doing like gymming that you gave example of your friend. Maybe after 5 or 6 years or 7 years, he can work as a trainer itself in a gym, so he gets time to do bodybuilding for himself as well as he will earn through his passion. Maybe you can do that in the future, near future. So
Correct,
you
correct,
need
correct.
time for your passion. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thanks very much. The webinar was very, very interesting, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Anyone? Any other queries? Okay. Yes. Tell me.
Did you share, madam? Did you share your email address to be in touch?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll type in the chat box. I'll do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Sharif has a question. Tell me. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
sorry, I just dropped from this meeting because of network issues. So, in time management, I listened to your answer. So, one common situation we faced in time management is like we estimate a thing to complete in certain amount of time, but due to some challenges in it or difficulties, that task might get extended.
Hmm.
So it will impact other priority things.
Hmm.
So that is some common situation I often encounter with. So how what would be your suggestions on overcoming those things?
So what you need to do is when you get up first thing in the morning, okay, there might be 10 things which you want to do, okay, but out of those 10, okay, you need to you need to chart out like three columns. First is the most important thing, which is your top priority. Okay. For example, if uh, if uh, if I'm a teacher, okay, so for me the top priority is reading every day. Reading for 2 hours is my top priority. तो अगर मैं वो रात को 10 बजे रखूंगी ना तो मैं पूरा दिन काम करके I will be tired and then maybe I won't do it. Okay. But if I'm a teacher, I'm a professor, that is my top priority. So you will have 10 things to do in a day, but you need to make three columns. First column, what is your top priority? 10 में से ऐसे कौन से दो तीन काम है जो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है. सेकेंड, इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है बट मुझे करना है. मे बी आई वॉन्ट टू क्लीन माई होम, आई वॉन्ट टू वॉश वेसल्स, आई वॉन्ट टू वॉश क्लोथ्स. आई एम नॉट पैशनेट अबाउट वॉशिंग क्लोथ्स बट आई हैव टू डू इट, इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट. ओके, सो वो सेकेंड आता है. वो मे बी मैं बीच में मैनेज कर सकती हूँ इन द मिडिल टाइम, मे बी रादर देन I can I can wash the clothes maybe at 9 o'clock. Okay, at the end of the day, and in the evening 7 p.m. I can sit and read because that time, if I don't get time in the morning, it's better if you do the things which you're passionate about in the first half of your day between 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you get up earlier than that, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. before your day begins. So the top priority, the तीन column बनाने हैं. Top priority, less important but you have to do it necessarily. Third, delegate, जो बिल्कुल भी जरूरी नहीं. You can ask someone else to do it. Okay, so that you get time to focus on the activity which is most important for you to do. So these three columns you have to make. and whatever are your top three priorities वो काम जल्दी से जल्दी फर्स्ट डे के फर्स्ट हाफ में ट्राई करना है कि खत्म होगा फर्स्ट हाफ में नहीं तो एटलीस्ट सेकेंड हाफ बिफोर 2 or 3 p.m. हो जाए करके बिफोर 3 p.m. बिकॉज टॉप प्रायोरिटी तो हो गया तो इवन इफ यू वेस्ट टाइम एट द एंड तो बाकी के काम में doesn't matter whatever was most important the most important thing you have already done which is important for you okay it could be reading it could be exercising or it could be taking time for your hobby and then you can do rest of the things which are not that important and there are few activities which we can delegate like delegate in the sense you can ask someone else to do it's not important we sometimes feel that everything should be done by me but no it's not that case you can ask someone to do it.
Yeah, that's an really good way to sort the priorities in these three ways, like top, necessary, and delegate. Sure, I'll give it a try,
Yeah.
and let us see. I will see how I'm making a progress after doing this sorting
Yeah,
thing. Okay.
and what you can do is, one night before, for example, if today is Monday, whatever you want to do on Tuesday, okay, as a student, I can understand it was even difficult for me to handle, studies and work, this, that. There are a lot of activities. So, what you can do is one night before, you can plan your day. So Tuesday, if you have 5 things to do, like for example, I have to go in the library to read for 2 hours. First, I have my lectures between 7 to 9 p.m. to attend in the morning. Then second, at 9 o'clock, I want to go to the library. Third is I want to spend some time with my friends in the canteen, maybe at 11 o'clock. Fourth is I have to go home and drop my sister to a school. Okay, if you have a sibling. Fifth could be I have to exercise. Okay, but I can go to exercise at 5 o'clock also, like in the evening time. So Monday night now, when you plan the things which you have to do the next day, okay, क्या होता है your mind knows what all things you have to do. When you have planned, you know, okay, these 5 tasks I have to do. Then write down the time when you'll be doing that each activity and how much time it should take. सो इवन इफ अगर मैंने लिखा है कि मुझे ये पर्टिकुलर एक्सरसाइज एक्टिविटी 1 आवर में कंप्लीट करनी है अगर मैंने बोला है तो हो सकता है बनाना हाफ आवर भी हो जाए बट धीरे धीरे ऐसे होगा व्हेन यू आर स्टार्टिंग टू डू दोस थिंग्स स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो सकता है बट स्लोली एंड स्टडीली एंड देयर आर एप्स आल्सो लाइक आई यूज वन ऐप एंड आई schedule my time for 25 minutes there is timer in your clock sorry in your mobile phone you can time 25 minutes I'll take for this activity 45 minutes I'm going to do this particular thing and you have to keep it in front of your eyes when you're doing that particular thing or besides you in your mobile you can set a timer जिस चीज में ज्यादा टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है तो क्या होगा ठीक है 100% गोल अचीव नहीं हुआ 45 मिनट्स में करना था बट इट टुक मी 1 hour 15 minutes बट एटलीस्ट आई फिनिश इन 1 hour 15 minutes if you don't tell your brain how much time it is going to take you might do the same activity for the whole day so you can also plan your day one night before. That is also a very easy way to handle your time. You can have a diary, small diary for yourself, and every night before going to sleep, you plan out what things you have to do next day, and plan out in such a manner that you do the most top priority thing first. First half may kar lo if it's possible for you. But I can understand if you are a working professional, if you have kids and all, in the morning, if you have to cook for your family, it's not possible for you to sit with your guitar or sit with your tabla if you are a musician and you like that. I can understand. But then, at least if you have planned when you are going to do that hobby of yours next day, your mind already knows that. And you can use certain apps. There are like Habit now. Then there is one app which I use in the phone. You can time each and every activity. And yes, you can have a diary, note down what things you have to do the next day, and also mention the timing 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock when I'm going to do it, how much time I take for that. Time your activity.
Sure, sure. We'll give it a try. How things work out when we plan it ahead. And apart from time management, we have one more slide regarding adapting to changes. So, in that slide, there is one thing here I just want to check with you that Adapting to changes are really good. We have to do that. That's completely fine. But how can we validate those new changes are not going to backfire us in future? There are many examples. I'm not biased on the one side, but I just want to understand the whole situation of adapting to changes.
So you mean to say कि, you want to be 100% sure that whatever activity you will do, uh, you want that assurity that I'll be successful. You don't want that even 1% percent of chances of being of failing in it, right? This is what you wanted to ask me, right?
No, 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 no. No, nothing is 100% guaranteed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
things
Right.
might change
Okay.
after we
Yeah.
start working, after
Mm-hmm.
we
Okay.
accept those changes. But still, whatever experience we have based on our past situation,
Mm-hmm.
is there a way to calculate those changes and try to understand whether it will backfire us or not? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So whatever mistakes you have made in the past, you have to make sure that you don't make the same mistake, right? So there is a technique which actually I use. I don't know if it will be helpful, but yeah. So if you have done a mistake, अगर वो mistake एक बार हो गई, ठीक है. Second time भी ठीक है, but third time also if you repeat it, then there is something wrong. So you need to also. So जब भी कोई mistake होती है, it is said even by a very famous angel investor, famous. You can also see he's a mentor to many students and very famous personality, Ankur Warikoo. You can Google if you want. So he's an angel investor. He's basically from finance domain, and he's also the author of the book Do Etiquette. So it's a wonderful book. So yeah. So what I was saying is, what he says is, okay, whenever you do a mistake, ऐसा नहीं कि mistake हो गई, चलो दूसरा काम करते हैं. You did a mistake, you know that, right? Sit down and reflect about upon it. कि, you know what went wrong, how I should behave the next time when same situation comes in a way that I don't repeat the same mistake. Okay, you need to, whenever you make a mistake, you need to self-reflect. Okay, this is not me saying, this is a person who is very well read and he's a motivational speaker and a famous personality, Ankur Warikoo. He's the author of a book. So whenever you make a mistake, you need to sit after that when you come home. Okay, you can have a diary or you can have a journal or you have to sit pen and paper, no problem, and write down what was the mistake. Okay, what went wrong according to you. Third, how you can stop yourself, or how what you need to do the next time not to repeat that same mistake. Ye 3 points. That is called self reflection. After you make a mistake, self reflect कि ये मिस्टेक वापस ना हो इसके लिए what I should do next time. And remember you're learning.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for the clarifications,
Was,
and
was,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
was it of some help to you? Hope I was.
Yeah, it kind of helps me that self reflection is what we need to do, and uh, there is one more thing which comes to my mind is for example, you have taken a example of work from home. Previously, we used to work from office, and now due to uncertain situations we started working from home. But that work from home, uh, it's a change, and it's the need of that moment. But what I'm seeing is that work from home didn't work well for all the companies. From there are top level companies and there are startups also. So many startup companies got, you know, uh, went into a bad situation because of, people are not
So,
working from home. There are x number of reasons. So changes might work for someone, might not work for some other people. So the way I'm seeing this adapting to new changes is like we need to thoroughly calculate the risk, and
Yeah,
we
definitely.
need to validate that, and we need to make sure that it doesn't backfire us.
Yes, calculated risk. Excellent. Anyone else who has any other query apart from Sharif? Because I believe we need to give opportunity to each and everyone, and if there is anyone else who's waiting, so we can take that. I'm really sorry we were supposed to end it at 8 o'clock, but because you all had queries, I thought of not ending it and addressing your queries. But I want now others if there is any query, and if the or else what we can do is we can conclude this webinar over here, and I had posted my email address, so you can mail me your queries. I can address it over there, so that we respect others time also. And if you feel if something is very important and it would help others also who are listening, then you can ask it out, or else it would be better if we discuss it on mail, because we need to value each other's time as well, right?
I'm glad that you bring it up, and you decided to, allow others to ask questions. I really appreciate that, and thanks for your answers.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, Sharif. If you have any other queries, you can mail it to me and I'll definitely reply. Anyone else who has any query or any feedback? So, shall we conclude now? Because we have exceeded a lot of time, and I can understand the IT team and Maria who are there. So they are there from the last 1.5 hours. Thank you for being such a good support, and thanks to all of you all for being over here. So I think so. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. And you can also tell me your feedback by in the group what you learned from this session. It would be really helpful. Okay. So shall we conclude? Maria, are you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Okay. Okay. Shall we conclude then?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Nusha, for the great session. It was really informative. And I request everybody, the one who joined from the different social media platform, please do ping your feedbacks from the platform you have joined. And it was really great that everybody was here for a long time listening this session. Thank you. We'll end here.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Maria. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much.
so
It
much.
wouldn't
Thank
happen
you, everybody.
possible without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Take care, everyone.